up in the Bantamweight division, Beastmaster Luigi Burin versus Jonathan Dragon Martinez. 136, the official weight for Jonathan Martinez. And his opponent, Beastmaster Luigi Burin. 136 for Luigi Burin. All right, next up in the UFC lightweight division, Callan the Rockstar Potter versus Jalen the Tarantula Turner. 155, the official weight for Jalen Turner. And his opponent making his UFC debut tomorrow, Sunbury's own Callan the Rockstar Potter. 156, the official weight for Callan Potter. All right, now we get to the featured bout of the UFC Fight Pass prelims in the lightweight division. Ruby Lando Venata versus Marcos Mariano. 155, the official weight for Marcos Mariano. And his opponent set to make his 7th UFC appearance. He is Ruby Lando Venata. 156 for Lando. All right, now we get to the UFC 234 prelims on ESPN. First up in the Bantamweight division, Yashabo Teruto Ishihara versus Mr. Perfect Kyung Ho Kong. 136 for Kyung Ho Kong. And his opponent, Teruto Ishihara. 136 for Yashabo. All right, moving on now to the UFC Flyweight division. Kai Kara-France versus Raulian Paiva. First fighter to the scale making his UFC debut, he is Raulian Paiva. 125 for Raulian Paiva. And his opponent proudly repping Auckland, New Zealand, Kai Don't Blink Kara-France. 125 on the nose for Kai Kara-France. All right, next up in the featherweight division, Shane Young versus Austin Golden Boy Arnett. 145 for Austin Arnett. And his opponent representing City Kickboxing, he is Shane Young. 145 for Shane Young. All right, now we get to our featured prelim on ESPN in the lightweight division. Devontae King Cage Smith versus Maestro Dong Hyun Ma. 156 for Dong Hyun Ma. opponent, Dana White Tuesday Night Contender Series contract winner who has won his last 5, King Cage, Devontae Smith. 156, the official weight for Devontae Smith. And that brings us to the main card for UFC 234, live on pay-per-view. First up in the light heavyweight division, Jimmy Crute versus Smiling Sam Alvey. 205 for Sam Alvey. And his opponent, Singleton's own, undefeated at 9-0. Please welcome Jimmy Crute. 206 with the pants on for Jimmy Crute. All right, next up in the women's flyweight division, Montana De La Rosa versus Nadia Kassem. First fighter to the scale out of New South Wales. How about it, Nadia Kassem? $124 for Nadia Kassem. And her opponent, currently ranked number 14 in the world, Montana De La Rosa. $125 for Montana De La Rosa. All right, now we get to a featured bout in the Bantamweight division. Ronnie Yaya versus Ricky Simone. 135 for Ricky Simone. And his opponent, number 15 in the world, 15-time UFC veteran, Ronnie Yaya. $135, the official weight for Ronnie Yaya. First fighter to the scale, the former UFC middleweight champion and one of the greatest of all time, Anderson the Spider Silva. $186, the official weight for Anderson Silva. And his opponent, 15-0, number 6 in the world, the last style bender, Israel Adesanya. $185 for Israel Adesanya. We're just gonna grab a minute here with one of the greatest of all time, Anderson Silva. First fight here in Australia. The welcome has been incredible. Your thoughts on tomorrow night, my friend?
Oh my gosh.
Wow. Take your time. Take your time.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. You know, I worked my entire life for this sport, and I try to do my best. And I need to say thank you, God, for giving one more time the great opportunity for give a great show for you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, Australia. Thank you, Dana. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thanks so much. Thank you.
Welcome back, the legend, folks, Anderson Silva. And here he is, the man of the moment. This feels like the last Stylebender show. I know you're not fighting in the main event, but Israel Adesanya, your expectations for this fight with Anderson Silva tomorrow night, my friend?
He's trying to make me cry. Fuck him. First of all, Melbourne, what's up? Big shout out to everyone that came through all around the world to watch the show. And a special shout out. He's trying to make me cry for real. To my everyone from Auckland that came through, I appreciate you. But breathe. I don't give a fuck. Look, I'm a fan of this man. But just because I'm a fan doesn't mean you can't catch these hands and elbow and feet and knee. Tomorrow we're gonna throw everything in the cage. We're gonna have fun, all right? I'll send him off in a nice way. Let's go.
There he is, folks, Israel Adesanya. First up, out of the blue corner, getting his first shot at the UFC title, the challenger, Kelvin Gastelum. 184 for the challenger, Kelvin Gastelum. And his opponent, the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world, the Reaper, Robert Whittaker. 185 for the champion, Robert Whittaker. All right, first we'll grab a minute here with KG, Kelvin Gastelum. Congrats on your first UFC title shot tomorrow. Your thoughts on the challenge in Whittaker in front of you tomorrow night?
I have nothing but respect for Rob, but tomorrow night, we gotta rip each other's heads off, and I plan on doing it.
Sleep well, we'll see you tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, the challenger, Kelvin Gastelum. And we step over here and talk to the man around which this card was built. Sydney's own, Robert Whittaker. I know how excited you are to defend this belt in Melbourne. I know you've been asked every question at this point. Your thoughts on what kind of fight we're going to see with Kelvin tomorrow night, man?
I'm going to go in there and I'm going to give everything. I'm going to leave my soul in there. And like he said, we're going to rip each other's heads off and should be a good watch.
We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you very much. There he is, Robert Whittaker. to the best